Hello everybody, my students and my channel viewers. Today I am back with the fourth session of the video lecture for class 12, upcoming ages batch 2021. Today's lecture will be on PROSE, ages PROSE, the third PROSE piece from your syllabus, prescribed syllabus. Thank you, ma'am, by Langston, Hughes. I've chosen this piece as it is comparatively shorter than the other ones and it's easier to provide in a video lecture a shorter piece. Eventually, I'll be doing the longer ones, the broader ones, if at all the lockdown is not enough to get quit. So when we have no way out, we will have to proceed. Otherwise, a shorter prose piece for a video lecture is always good for the listener. At the onset, let us pray and join hands and pray to the Almighty that He should recover the homeless, the hunger-stricken, the jobless, the ill, the sick, the ailing from the clutches of the devastations that has been caused by Umpun on Wednesday from afternoon till late evening. We as responsible citizens therefore should try to contribute as much possible according to our pockets to stand by them, because we have to consider this, that we are the few lucky ones who have not been lashed like them, whipped like them. So, with this message and the message of social distancing and masking a greater portion of your face, I'll begin my lecture on Thank You, Ma'am by Langston Hughes. Langston Hughes, Jamie Mercer Langston Hughes. Please have your textbooks with you and copy as well, so that you can take down running lecture notes as I go on to continue and follow up with synoptical analysis and questions to come. Jamie Mercer Langston Hughes, 1902 to 1967, was a famous writer and social activist from America. Hughes was interested in the revival of African folk culture. For those of you who are going to pursue English honors after this level, it's important for you, this few lines. Some of his well-known works are The Weary Blues, Not Without Laughter, The Way of White Folks. So this information, this much of information you are able to get from your text, but you have to know a detailed discussion, detailed information on the author, and therefore please take down the running lecture notes. Fact file about the author, his life and works. About the author, his life and works. Full name: Jamie Mercer Langston Hughes. Jamie Mercer Langston Hughes. Birth 1902 February 1st, 1902 February 1st. Place of birth USA. Education Lincoln University, Columbia University. LINCOLN, Lincoln University, Columbia University. Vocation Lincoln, LINCOLN, Lincoln University, and Columbia University, COLUMBIA, Columbia University. Vocation Playwright, PLAYWRIGHT, it's a single word. Playwright, PLAYWRIGHT, playwright. Poet, novelist, short story writer. Association, participation in the cultural movement, CCAPS, MCAPS. Participation in the cultural movement, within quotes, single quotes, Harlem Renaissance, Harlem Renaissance, HARLEM, Harlem Renaissance, 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 Harlem Renaissance, within single quotes. Important works from 1926 to 1949. A few of them I have already told you as it is there in the book. 1926 to 1949, and finally the death of the author in 1967 on May 22nd, 22, on May 22nd. So this was all about Langston Hughes. Let us proceed towards the story. This story is about the sympathy shown by an older woman to a young urchin who tried to steal her pocketbook. The young boy was eager to acknowledge the lenity shown to him by her, but he got no more chance to do that beyond a brief thank you. Urchin is a mischievous, notorious, naughty child. Mischievous, MISCHIEVOUS. Mischievous, naughty, NAUGHTY, and notorious, NOTORIOUS. A child who cannot be controlled, who cannot be handled by elders very easily. Such a child is an urchin. Okay? With this much information of the author and the prose, for ready reference, I am going to proceed towards the story in detail with detailed analysis. But before that, a humble request from my end to the channel viewers. Please like, share and subscribe so that as more videos will be uploaded, you will continue getting notifications of it, and you may be benefited by the lecture. Thank you. Let us continue in detail. As I go on teaching, I shall be marking the paras for you. Para 1. She was a large woman with a large purse that had everything in it but hammer and nails. It had a long strap and she carried it slung across her shoulder. It was about 11 o'clock at night and she was walking alone when a boy ran up behind her and tried to snatch her purse. The strap broke with the single tug the boy gave it from behind. But the boy's weight and the weight of the purse combined caused him to lose his balance, So instead of taking off full blast as he had hoped, the boy fell on his back on the sidewalk and his legs flew up. The large woman simply turned around and kicked him right square in his blue jean sitter. Then she reached down, picked the boy up by his shirt front, and shook him until his teeth rattled. So, in the first para itself, you have witnessed a large woman who is unnamed. The name has not still been announced by the author, and so we will continue calling the woman by large woman and not by any name, because we still don't know what is her real name. And we shall be eventually getting on as we go on covering the lesson. We will know the name of the person. She was not a timid lady, because it was 11 o'clock by night, underlined, and it was a job that she had to do every day. So, had she been afraid or scared of the roads, she could have never done such a job where she had to return late at night, and it was a daily affair. And this little boy might have been very clever, but not in comparison to the lady, and so he was easily caught by the large woman. And in order to save her own self, she had to take such steps as to hurt the boy, because otherwise he should have run off with his target, and the purse of the large woman would have been lost. So in the second para we can see that. After that the woman said, "Pick up my pocketbook, boy, and give it here." She still held him, but she bent down enough to permit him to stoop and pick up her purse. Then she said, "Now ain't you ashamed of yourself?" Here you will see American colloquial English, urban dialect. This English is used in the city of the United States in many places, which doesn't match British English. Ain't means aren't. AREN apostrophe T. Aren't. Firmly gripped by his shirt front, the boy said, "Yes'm." Yes'm means yes, ma'am. It's a dialogue in a dialogue form, because it is a story in a dialogue, in a conversational tone. So a lot of conversation dialogues has been implemented, and you will see that. Contractual forms have been introduced. Yes'm means yes, ma'am. You have all of you, most of you rather, are much acquainted with format of writing dialogue, because you have already done that in your madhyamik level, and so you know what are contracted forms. The woman said, "What did you want to do it for?" The boy said, "I didn't aim to." She said, "You are lie." Lie means liar. Now you must be wondering that that the author doesn't know grammar. No, this is American colloquial English, as I have already told you, and it is urban dialect. So the language that he has used over here is very much the language of city Americans, and this is a dialect, a particular tone of a language in a particular area. The seventh paragraph. By the time 2 or 3 people passed, stopped, turned to look, and some stood watching. Now, in a commotion, in a area where much hustle bustle is going on, you must have watched that there are three types of people who stand accumulate in those places. The first one, they just ignore and pass off. The second one, as they pass, they tend to look behind and get a glimpse of what is going on, if at all is going on, and it's continuing getting on. And the third group just stops and watches. Likewise, this had happened over here also. Some stood watching, some passed, and some stopped, turned to look. If I turn you loose, will you run? Asked the woman. Yes, said the boy. Yes, I'll definitely run. But he didn't want to be very outspoken. He didn't want to speak what was there inside his mind. He just was very calculative in his speech, because he knew that he had committed an offense and he ought to be punished for that. On top of that, if he kept or continued arguing, things would get worse. So it was better for him to speak as much less as he could, lest he should invite trouble, more trouble. Okay? Then I won't turn you loose, said the woman. She did not release him. I'm very sorry, lady, I'm sorry, whispered the boy. And your face is dirty. I got a great mind to wash your face for you. From here starts the motherly affection of the large woman. She didn't actually want to punish him, but she had to teach him a lesson, because it was not right for a boy to snatch the parts of a lady who must have been almost the age of his mother. So that was not good behavior from his side. So he ought to be taught. And that's what the lady wanted to, the large woman wanted to do. Ain't you got nobody to tell home to tell you to wash your face? Ain't you got nobody means haven't you got anybody? Ain't here stands for haven't, nobody for anybody at home to wash your face? No, said the boy. No, ma'am, I don't have anyone in my place to shower responsibilities. But he was not, as I told you, he was not very outspoken. So he kept to his words, and he was very calculative in his version. Then it will get washed this evening, said the large woman, starting up the street, dragging the frightened boy behind her. He looked as if he were 14 or 15, frail and willow-eyed, in tennis shoes and blue jeans. So the lady thought, no, I have to take him home. I have to provide him the basic necessities. Then I'll release him. Such was the thing that she had in mind. But he didn't speak her mind to him. She kept it within herself. And the boy was already frightened, because he had committed an offense, as I have told you earlier. And moreover, she was a stranger to him. We are not very comfortable with strangers, aren't we? We are not comfortable. Exactly. Such was the case with the boy too. And underline, he looked like a lad of 14 or 15. That means he must have been in class 8 or 9, and frail and willow-eyed, with nobody to care for him, according to his version. He was all his master by himself. He was in his tennis shoes and blue jeans. So I have completed till the 15th para. May I request you to go through the paras minutely twice so that I may continue the rest of the story. And this lecture is going to be in two parts, the lecture, and the third part with question answers and synoptical analysis. So total you will have 3 parts. So in about 5 minutes I'll be back, so stay tuned.